Hello and welcome to episode 20 of the Decent Wrestling Show. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe and check out my latest MV of Cedric Alexander. Also follow me on Twitter at AlfFisher18. Thank you and enjoy the show. NXT and NXT UK. We opened this episode of NXT 2.0 with Von Wagner taking on Kyle O'Reilly in a steel cage match. I gave it 3 1/4 stars. I thought it was quite a good match. Nothing out of this world, but a solid steel cage match. Von Wagner, of course, picked up the victory with a nice finishing move, and then beat up Kyle O'Reilly after the match in Kyle O'Reilly's final NXT appearance. Well, at least for now. We then had a nice segment as Bron Breakker cut a good promo as he usually does. Nice fire from him. He's 1-1 with Tommaso Ciampa, so he definitely wants that rematch, which will likely happen at New Year's Eve. Well, he'll pick up the title and start 2022 on a high note. But he was interrupted by Diamond Mine, sans Roderick Strong, who was not here tonight. But it does look like next week it will be Bron Breakker versus Roderick Strong, which should be a banger of a match, and Bron Breakker should win that, obviously. The Creed brothers then had another good match against Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. The grizzled young veterans stole the tag rope for Briggs and Jensen, but they still picked up the victory over the Creed brothers. I would have had the Creed brothers win, in my opinion, because I think the Creed brothers are excellent at what they do. Already they're solid wrestlers. I guess it's because of the amateur background. Just a lot of amateur wrestlers just fit so well into professional wrestling. We then set up next week as Duke Hudson came out with a wig like Kurt Angle, with the headset as well, like Kurt Angle did back in the day. A platinum blonde wig, because obviously his hair just grew back like twice the length after War Games. But Cameron Grimes came out, and again, nice fire from both of them. I'm really liking Duke Hudson now. I mean, the poker stuff at first, it was kind of lame, but he's grown into showing his personality more on screen, which is good. So it was a nice in for him. But they're going to have a no-holds-barred match next week, which should be a lot of fun, and I guess the feud ender. Dexter Lumis returned to action as he took on Carmelo Hayes, and Melo don't miss, another good match here. Trick Williams was hilarious at being super scared of Dexter Lumis, and in the end he attacked Lumis, which cost a DQ and a win for Lumis via disqualification. I assume that means they'll have a title match eventually, which hopefully Melo retains. We then found out who the Shaman is, and the Shaman is Matt Riddle, bro. So we'll see where this goes over the weeks, but seeing Riddle on NXT, more Riddle on NXT is going to be a lot of fun, hopefully. He shows up for a while, because he's very entertaining. And with MSK, it's even better. Toxic Attraction had a squash match, and Mandy Rose told Vic Joseph to stop drooling over her. That's pretty much an impossible task for anyone to stop drooling over Mandy Rose. But they had won their squash match and then were cutting a promo on the women's division, to which Cora Jade came out to respond, with also Raquel Gonzalez making an appearance. Kaylee Ray then backstage gave Cora Jade a bat, one of her bats, to defend herself because her arm is injured from War Games. Zion Quinn in a solid match against Santos Escobar. Definitely a lot of potential in Zion Quinn in the future. Escobar picked up the victory, however, but a solid little match, and maybe I'm assuming this is going to continue. We then ended with a somber moment as Johnny Gargano cut a farewell promo to NXT. Very sad moment, but a very nice promo from Johnny Gargano. He talked about his family and how he's, needs to focus on his family going forward, and he may be doing some things here and there. It definitely looks like he's taking a break from wrestling, and we'll see where he heads up in 2022. We'll see what he's going to do in 2022, if he's going to just take an extended break from wrestling. But very nice promo from Johnny Gargano, and he had such an amazing career in NXT. Some excellent matches against the likes of Adam Cole, Ricochet, and especially Tommaso Ciampa. And he ended on a high note with War Games and the last ladder match against Bron Breakker. So he ended on a high note and had a great career in NXT, and it's sad to see him go. Before he could finish his promo, Grayson Waller attacked Gargano with a chair and laid him out through a table. Brilliant heel heat from Grayson Waller. Excellent for him, and he looks like a right arsehole, and that is amazing for his character. I think he's been brilliant recently, and this is going to step him up even more. Definitely, I see him as I think he could be a future star in WWE. So, good for him getting a nice spot here. Great heel heat. Another fun episode of NXT 2.0. Now on to NXT UK. We open with Blair Davenport in quite a good match, 3.25 stars against Amelia McKenzie. Really nice solid little match. Both these women are very talented, so of course they had a good match, although they didn't get enough time to really have a great match. But Blair sent a message beating up Amelia after the match, setting up Blair and Mako as the next big title match, which I expect Blair will probably win the title there. It does look like the injury to Rampage Brown might have been a storyline. I'm not entirely sure, but it could be a storyline, and I expect he'll have a rematch down the line. But speaking of the UK Championship, Ilya Dragunov's next match has been decided as Jordan Devlin cut a nice heel promo on Ilya, and Ilya basically said there's nothing you can do to provoke me or make me scared or anything like that. But then Jordan touched on Ilya's family and said he was going to end Ilya's career, and at least he's going to have to tell his son that he has to take care of Ilya because Ilya's in such bad shape. That set off Ilya, and he attacked Devlin, setting up their title match in the future. Sam Gradwell in a 3-star good match against Shah Samuels, picking up the victory. Nice work from both of these guys. Sam Gradwell is very entertaining, and it looks like a hefty payout for Shah Samuels to Sam Gradwell, as the odds were 4,000 to 1, and he put £10 on it. So Tio Man and Gallus continue their feud. It looks like we're going to get Joe Coffey versus Tio Man, which is going to be a banger. But I'm always liking these backstage segments with these lot. Also, Kenny Williams, another nice, really good heel promo, another heel vignette. I used to hate Kenny Williams because he was boring, and as he said, he was a poser. But now he's his real self, and he's doing excellent job as a heel. We then main evented for the UK Tag Team Championships as Pretty Deadly defended their Tag Team Championships against Mustache Mountain in an absolutely brilliant back and forth match. 4.5 stars. A year-end match of the year contender. Absolutely stunning stuff from all four of these. What a run Pretty Deadly had, but they did end up losing here. But brilliant heart from Trent Seven. Brilliant story work from him. Even if I love Pretty Deadly more, but I really, throughout the match, wanted Mustache Mountain to win, because Trent Seven told such a great story of heart, and he was kicking out of everything. He was digging down deep to the bottom of his heart to try and pick up the victory, and he eventually did. What a lovely moment for him. Brilliant stuff from them. Brilliant run from Pretty Deadly. They had an excellent Tag Team Championship run, and just a nice feel-good moment for Mustache Mountain, and especially Trent Seven. Definitely go check this match out. Smackdown. Smackdown opened once again with Brock Lesnar and Sami Zayn, and Paul Heyman this time. Sami Zayn was in a wheelchair and called himself the toughest man in wrestling. Now, he seemed to claim that Brock Lesnar attacked him last week, but as we know, Sami Zayn did just trip over, and Brock Lesnar actually helped him up. So Paul Heyman came out, and Sami tried to intimidate Paul and said, well, no one's going to save you. And then Brock Lesnar's music hit. Brock Lesnar comes out and has a nice chat with Sami, because, you know, they're friends, they're two Canadian alpha males. And they're about to go hunting, although Sami wanted Brock to go vegan, did not go down well with Brock. Brock was going to take Sami Zayn hunting back in Saskatchewan, but Paul Heyman ran down Brock Lesnar. You know, what's happened to you? You used to be the Beast. And he said one line, he said something about, you will be the future Universal Champion. Roman's not going to be happy with that, is he? I think there's going to be a lot of trouble for Paul Heyman soon. Brock Lesnar snapped. He attacked the two male nurses that were with Sami Zayn, and then all of a sudden, suddenly Sami Zayn fell over off his wheelchair. It looked like Brock attacked him, but he actually just fell over. Again, Brock Lesnar is still best friends with Sami Zayn. But a hell of a lot of fun, great opening segment, and Brock Lesnar is actually surprisingly great on the microphone as a babyface. Later in the night, he did go up to Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce and Brock Lesnar together for the first time since he's been suspended. Very intense. Brock Lesnar had a flip phone and wanted to show Adam Pearce a moose he caught, which he's called Pearce. He's called the Moose Pearce. And we learned that the $1 million fine went to charity, which Brock is so thankful for. And just very, very intense. And again, really fun from Brock Lesnar. He's a great babyface. This is an amazing run for him. One thing I didn't like at all was that Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs defeated Los Lotharios in literally like 30 seconds.
Oh, it's not good.
You've been building up Los Lotharios for months now, and then you just basically defeat them in 30 seconds. I thought that was kind of stupid. Didn't like that. Was not a fan of that. Really dumb. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus had quite a good match. 3.25 stars. Went about 5 minutes. Just really hard-hitting, intense matchup like you'd expect from them. In the end, there was a really nice knee from Sheamus, which nearly won it, which only got a near fall. But McIntyre eventually won with the Claymore. But again, no one loses from this. Good stuff all around from here. We then had Naomi and Sonya Deville were meant to have a match, but instead Sonya basically got Shayna and Baszler and Natalya to blindside Naomi. But Naomi did have help as Xia Li made her Smackdown debut, and what a cool entrance that Xia Li has. It's incredible looking. I absolutely love it. And she made a great impact. She and Naomi beat up the heels and sent them packing. Really great debut for Xia Li here. Really happy for her. And hopefully much success comes from this. Toni Storm and Charlotte had a match. Only went a few minutes. Charlotte got to disqualifying, meaning Toni Storm technically beat her. And is owed a title match, which will likely happen at day 1. And then finally, the main event was a 3-way tag to find out who's the best tag team in WWE. New Day, Usos, and from Raw, RK Bro. There was a fan vote, which RK Bro won handedly over the Usos and New Day, although weirdly New Day were last in this poll. But RK Bro are very popular because they're just so entertaining. And this was quite a long match and a great one, 3 3/4. Really great story. The crowd was electric. Riddle was in most of the match, getting beat up by both the other teams, but eventually the hot tag came to Randy Orton after tons of teasing. Crowd was on the edge of their seats. Randy came in, cleaned house, but in the end, the New Day picked up the victory. But a great match, really fun, definitely one you should check out. Monday Night Raw. We opened with Bobby Lashley cutting a promo about wanting to be added into the Day 1 Triple Threat and make it a fatal 4-way for the WWE Championship. And of course, Kevin, Seth and Big E interrupted them. And it's set up later tonight. A gauntlet match with Bobby Lashley is he would have to take on all 3 to be added into the match and have to beat them all. Standard opening segment, decent, nothing special, but it was okay. Riddle had a quick match with Otis, only went a couple minutes, but it was actually really solid back and forth stuff. Quite enjoyable. There was meant to be the RK Bro tournament final, but I believe Montez Ford is injured. so that's been postponed a couple of weeks. Doesn't seem like a bad injury, just probably a little niggle or something. So he'll be back very soon. But this was a fun match, and Otis actually picked up the victory. So I expect a tag title match in the future with Otis and Gable. Doudrop took on Bianca Belair in a solid little match. It was a little bit botchy early on. After the break, though, it got better. Doudrop it wasn't her night for Doudrop. She did look a bit sloppy at times in this match. But Bianca Belair is just so amazing. She's just such a star. And she picked up the victory here again, which is good to see that she's still picking up victories. I know not everyone can be the champion, so I'm good that she's in a featured spot still. And I think a lot of people want Liv Morgan to win the title. I think just keep Becky with it until Mania, and then have Bianca beat her at Mania. That's what I'd do. Bianca hit a 450 splash, which looked beautiful. She's just so good at everything. Definitely one of... If you look at the Performance Center, people always say, "Oh, what have they created?" Here you go. Here's what it can be for. Bianca Belair is just absolutely phenomenal. Can't say enough good things about her, and hopefully she continues to be in featured spots. Becky Lynch cut a great promo, a really great promo from Becky Lynch here, her best one since returning, in my opinion. Just really good stuff. Basically talking about how the fans turned on her, and they're going to turn on Liv too, which, let's be honest, if Liv wins the title, I give it 2-3 weeks before people start booing her. It's just what people do. They love the underdog, but as soon as they get to the top, they hate them. It's just what people do, because people like an underdog, but they don't care for their success. Because they're really fickle. They're not really fans of the underdog. They're just cheering them because they're an underdog. Which is quite sad to see. Liv Morgan came out and cut a promo. She wasn't as good as Becky, but she was solid promo and solid enough. And then they had a fight. Becky injured Liv's arm and accepted her challenge for a match at day 1, where I expect Liv will win the title, but I think Becky should win the title, and then Bianca wins it at Mania. That's what I would do. Balor and Priest took on the Dirty Dogs in a short and sweet match. Just really quick stuff. Theory continues his feud with Finn Balor as he distracted Finn, costing Finn the match. Then you had the Theory and Vince segment, which is just a bit long and awkward. It definitely would be a good segment, good segments, and a good story if it was maybe with someone with a bit more outgoing personality and charisma. Because Austin Theory just looks like he's just sitting there and he doesn't really say much. But if you had someone, I don't know, like an LA Knight or someone with big personality, I think they could carry these segments and make it really good. But it's just not working with Theory for me. But we'll see where it goes. Rhea Ripley took on Zelina Vega. A really nice promo from Zelina Vega, and I love that she dropped her accent when she got angry and then went right back into her accent after she realised. The match was really nothing. Rhea was distracted by Nikki and Carmella fighting, which cost Rhea the match. Definitely, to me, looks like Rhea's going to turn on Nikki, which then Rhea can just beat up Nikki, and you can probably drop the Nikki Ash gimmick. It just didn't work. It was worth a shot, but it just didn't catch on. And then push Rhea back into singles action, because I just think she's a great wrestler. And then I think if Bianca wins the title over Becky, you finish up that feud, and then you do Rhea and Bianca. Miz TV with Edge, another good segment from these two. Good back and forth promo. I did really like the Miz's "You think you know me" line. Really sweet stuff from him. They're continuing their feud going into day 1, which I'm just so excited for that match. It's going to be an absolute banger. Edge ran Miz down. Miz then tried to attack Edge. Edge got the better of him and also had to hit the spear, but Miz put Maurice in front of him. Edge stopped, and Miz hit the skull crushing finale, which then Maurice wasn't happy and slapped Miz, who was pleading with Maurice. Then we get on all to the stuff with Lashley. Kevin Owens took on Bobby Lashley. Actually a solid little match, didn't go too long though. and Kevin Owens tapped out as soon as the Hurt Lock was about to be put in, saving himself for day one. Smart from him. Rollins was not too happy as he then had to face Lashley. Kevin Owens beat up Seth Rollins mid-match to cause a DQ finish, and Seth Rollins was absolutely thrilled about this because it meant Lashley wouldn't be in the match. Then Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville said that it's not going to go down like that. Next matches will be no DQ. Lashley just speared Rollins and picked up the victory in seconds. The main event was Lashley and Big E. Decent big man stuff, it just felt like a bunch of spots though, so nothing out of this world. Just loads of chaos and loads of table bumps. In the end, chaos, loads of brawling between all four competitors. MVP then hit Big E in the back of the leg with a cane, I think, and Lashley then picked up the victory, pinning the champ, earning himself into the Fatal 4-Way at day 1. So overall, I thought Raw was 6 out of 10. It was not a good episode, not a bad episode, it was just sort of there. Had its moments, is what I'll say. This week it was announced that Jeff Hardy had been released from his contract. We then got further details on why this was. So over the last week, Jeff Hardy appeared at a live event, visibly not himself. It did look, he was holding his stomach, he collapsed in the ring, he did not look all himself. To be honest, looking at the footage, it did look like a rerun of Victory Road 2011, when Jeff Hardy was, well, drugged up, taking on Sting, and that did not go well. It did look similar to that, so, but we don't know the full story and what actually was wrong with Jeff Hardy that night. I'm assuming we'll get some note in the future. It was then said that he was offered help and rehab by WWE, but he refused it, which I don't understand that decision. I mean, the guy clearly needs help. Jeff Hardy clearly needs help, and if he's refused, you can't help someone who doesn't want the help. So they had to release him from his contract, because if he's not going to get help, they're not putting him back in the ring. They're not being responsible for that, because he's going to be a danger to himself and others. And there was a lot of people online going, oh, he should definitely go to AEW with Matt Hardy now. And it's just like, should he? Because should he be in a ring at the moment? I don't think so. I don't think he should be in a ring. He needs help. And I hope he gets the help that he needs, because it's sad to see someone, you know, hopefully this is not the end of his career like this. I don't want it to end like this. He's had such a legendary career. It would just be a shame to end it this way. And I just really hope Jeff Hardy finds what he needs to become healthy. And, you know, addiction is a real problem, and it's a shame. But WWE did the right thing in releasing him from his contract and offering rehab, but you can only just offer people help. If they don't take it, there's nothing more you can really do. Small note about a Stardom show I watched. I watched the recent show, I believe it was on the 4th of December. A solid little show, nothing amazing though. The only match that stood out for me was Cosmic Angels. Tam Nakano, Unagi Sayaka and Waka Tsukiyama taking on Stars, Mayu Iwatani, Koguma and Hazuki. I thought this was a great match, 3 3/4. I really enjoyed this one. Cosmic Angels work so well together, and obviously FWC and Mayu are amazing. But I also really enjoyed Waka's promo beforehand, because as Mina's taking a little break for a week or two, Waka did the English version of, you know, Welcome Aboard to Cosmic Angels. She did mess it up the first time, but it was very cute to see, and she did it right the second time. And just what a wonderful, wonderful person she is, and so much charisma, and her facial expressions are hilarious. And I just love that Tam and Unagi were just like shocked at the English. Still shocked that she can speak English so well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Oh, sorry. Okay, one more.
Oh, sorry.
One more. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to aboard Cosmic Angels! Okay.
Okay, that's right.
Thank you.
Then they did the little dance before, and Waka, bless her soul, she's getting better. She's slightly getting better, but she didn't quite do it perfect. But then she goes over to Unagi and gives her the, like, yeah, I did it correct. You didn't, but bless you for trying. So much personality with these women. And yes, the match went quite long, but didn't overstay its welcome. Action-packed, back and forth match. Everyone got their shine. Waka debuted a new finishing move, which looked really cool. Hopefully she'll start picking up victories with that very soon. It's a very nice finishing move, and I really enjoyed this. So out of that 4th of December show, I would just recommend watching this match. The rest of the card was fine, but this one stood out to me. TJPW held another Inspiration show number 3 on the 10th of December. And I did not really like it at all. There was 4 matches, only one of which I actually watched in its entirety. That was the opener, as Hiruna Neko took on Mahiro Kiryu in a pretty decent match, 3-star match. It was pretty good stuff, although Neko did lose, sadly, but at least Kiryu did get a victory with her beautiful spinebuster move. We then had Trans Am Cringe taking on Pom Harajuku.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Yeah. No.
Wasn't really a fan. Trans Am Hiroshi does really nothing for me. I've seen him in Shocker Pro. Once you've seen one match, the gimmick wears off. Then there was a hardcore match between Hikari Noa and Nao Kakata.
Oh, I just wish I understood why. Why I should care.
I'm not even going to give it the time of day. Dud. Not even going to give it a mention. I just don't want to see it. I don't care for it. I did not sign up for TVAPW to watch stupid deathmatch crap. Sorry. Don't want to see it. Skipped it completely. And then the main event was Magical Sugar Rapids taking on Tropica Wild. I got about 5 minutes in, and the cringe from Magirabi was just too much to bear, and I had to turn it off. Yeah, these Inspiration shows, I mean, this is the same shows that had the pretty bad... On rewatch, it was very bad. The Mirai Miyu UWF Rules match is very hard to have a good UWF Rules match. And yeah, these Inspiration shows, they're interesting, I guess. They're different, but good is not what I would call them. Another show was added to AWG's streaming service from their 6th of November show. Again, one of their final shows as they wrap up at the end of the year, sadly. The opening match was Makoto teaming up with Mari, who looks like she's retiring at the end of the year, taking on Ayano Iri and Mi, who has basically all but confirmed that she is retiring at the end of the year. Pretty fun match, nice opener, nice pace. Makoto and Mari worked well as a team. Ayano Iri continues to be great, and I really hope she continues wrestling in 2022. There's a very, very bright future for her if she does, because she again showed off her skills here. And Mi in one of her final matches, another good performance from her. She had darker hair in this one, and yeah, pretty fun opening match. Nothing too out of this world, but very good stuff. Next match was Hikari Shimizu taking on Nokia and Kakeru Sekiguchi in a 3-way match. I wasn't looking forward to this, to be honest, but this match surprised me. It was actually a really fun match, and probably Kakeru's best performance I've seen her in. Hikari continues to be great. She hit a nice Hurricanrana in this one, and Hikari and Kakeru pinned Nokia in this one, and there was a nice bout of kicks as well. So I thought this was a really good 3-way match. All three got a good shine in this. Solid stuff. Much better than I expected it to be. Natsumi Sumikawa, the former Natsumi Shozuki, I believe, took on Naru and beat her in about 6 minutes. I don't know if either of these are going to continue wrestling, especially don't think Naru will. So she's only going to have a handful of matches in her career. But she has a nice spear on her. So there was that. It was an okay match. There was nothing really out of the bad realm. It was just sort of there. Definitely the weakest match of the night, but not bad by any stretch of the imagination. The semi-main event was Ami Miura and Misa Matsu, what a team, beating Maika Ozaki and Yuko Sakurai in around 15 minutes. Really good stuff. I really enjoyed this match. Definitely go check out this match. Ami Miura, a lot of power moves in this one. Everyone used power moves. Yuko Sakurai with a big suplex. Maika Ozaki hit a really nice lariat at one point, and a torture rack on Misa, and a senton from the, I believe, second or top rope. But a lot of power moves. Ami, of course, is an absolute beast in the ring. And Misa was the speedster of this one. She hit actually a really nice DDT early on in the match. And Ami and Misa continue to work excellently as a team. And I'm hoping that they both continue wrestling in 2022. And maybe in the same promotion. Because I really want to see them continue to be teammates. Because they work really excellently together. They're just perfect together. In the end, Ami Miura hit a beautiful power slam for the victory, and really cool to see that happen. Main event was Saki defending her AWG title against Miko Ono. Great match, really enjoyed this one. Again, went about 15 minutes. Top-notch stuff between these two. Nice back and forth stuff. In the end, Saki did actually pick up the victory. But Miko Ono with a very good performance, and Miko's definitely one of those that I regret underrating when I first started watching AWG. She wasn't a huge one that jumped out to me. I always thought maybe she's just like the pretty girl who's not great at wrestling, but she's actually really good, and I really love her ring attire. So, great performance from her, a really nice stand-up performance, and again, I hope loads of these ladies continue wrestling in 2022. But it looks like Mari and me might be the two that definitely won't be. And I'm sad if another couple might join them. But it does look like Hikari Shimizu will be continuing wrestling, same with Saki. And maybe Rina Amakura looks like it as well. And hopefully Ami and Misa continue as well. But yeah, it's really interesting to see where they land up, whether that's Stardom, TJPW or Gambare. We'll see. We'll see. But this was a really fun show. If you have a AWG streaming service, you can still sign up for it for a month or two while they add the final shows. This was a really good show. Question from Twitter. Who do you think breaks out next year, and who do you want to see break out next year? So there's definitely a lot of people who could break out in 2022. And a lot of Unagi and Mina, I think they broke out in 2021, so I don't want to say them again. Miyu, I think, can take the next step in 2022 for TJPW, and same with Yuki Kamifuku. Moka Miyamoto and Arisu Endo are two people who are rookies in TJPW, but could really stand out in 2022. If Ami Miura and Misa Matsu continue wrestling, I definitely think they'll have great years next year. If they continue wrestling, hopefully they will. And I'm trying to think who else. Yuri could have a decent year. It might be closer to the end of the year, but she's getting very good, so I think she could have some big success. From Stardom, I'm looking at who could break out in 2022 in Stardom. 2022 could be a big year for Waka Tsukiyama. Maybe Waka's being hopeful for me, but I just think there's so much talent there. She's literally got everything down pat, except for the wrestling as of yet. But that's coming along. She's even got a new finisher now, and she's actually her tag matches at least, are the same level as Unagi was in February/March, in which she holds her own in there and has pretty good tag matches. So definitely she's improving at a good rate, and we'll see where she is in 2022, but call me crazy, but I think she could have a really damn good year, and I hope she does. And in WWE terms, I think a lot of people in NXT 2.0 Bron Breakker I mean, he's gonna be in the main roster in 2022. LA Knight has to be on the main roster in 2022. I mean, he's turning 40 next year. It's now or never, really. Those are definitely two names that first come to mind when I said breaking out in 2022 for WWE. And who else? Tony D'Angelo, possibly as well. And finally, Cora Jade, also. They're the names I'm going to pick to be breakouts. Appreciation Corner. This time, the cute little, amazing, terrific, charismatic, talented devil of the moon, Waka Tsukiyama. I asked, what is it about Waka Tsukiyama that makes you a fan? What do you love about the cute little moon devil Waka-chan? And here are the responses that I got. It's funny when cosmic angels are doing their dance and she is getting it all wrong. Always brings a smile to my face. Bless her heart, she is trying. So give her props on that, she is getting better. She's so super likeable and entertaining. I agree completely. Just such a likeable person she is. Literally everything. You're damn right. She is cute, definitely. Funny, definitely. And very interesting, definitely. It's like Poi, she brings fun, and yes, she is our New York Queen. Yes, the New York Queen, Waka Tsukiyama. A good response here. I loved her devil gimmick before she went to Stardom, and it was really entertaining to me, and it still is. Her presence makes me smile, and her facial expressions make me laugh without fail. And she's also slowly improving in the ring. Really looking forward to see how far she'll go in terms of skill and popularity, and how much she'll grow in the year. Same, as I said, I really look forward to what she's going to do in 2022. She's just got everything. She's got everything. Just needs the ring skills to match it, and I think she's going to get there. She's definitely showing improvements. She's got a finisher now, so I'm expecting big things. Cute, funny, entertaining, bubbly personality. There's a lot to like about Waka. Yes, there is. There's tons to like about Waka. She's super cute, funny, and entertaining. It's hard not to like her. It is. You'd have to hate fun to not like Waka Tsukiyama. She's just brilliant all round. Waka-chan is one of wrestling's brightest stars. Starting out in Actress Girls with a few excursions in Choco Pro, which is actually how I found Waka Tsukiyama. I'll talk about that in a minute. Waka's popularity skyrocketed when she joined Stardom this year, and one of wrestling's more popular factions, the Cosmic Angels. Waka will steal your heart and never let go. On top of that, her wrestling skills are getting better day by day. Her charisma, English speaking skills, and wide range of facial expressions are just the icing on the devil's food cake. I believe she'll make it even bigger in wrestling sooner rather than later. And finally, Waka was always friendly with her fans. She will end up being a complete wrestling package. I agree 100% with everything said there. And that's a brilliant summarization of Waka's career so far and where she'll be in the future. I learned about Waka from Choco Pro. She made a couple of appearances and she spoke in English. She was the absolute cutest thing I've ever seen, and her speaking in English, her voice speaking in English, was just amazing. And it was so cool that she's from America. She's born in America, raised in America, and then moved over to Japan. So she speaks, well, baby English, but she speaks pretty good English. And she was always so nice to her fans. She can't do it in Stardom, she can't reply anymore on Twitter, but she used to reply to people on Twitter and do her twitcasting, and she was super interactive and kind to everyone, and she really appreciated the support that she got. And you can tell that she loves the support that she gets from the wrestling fans. And in the, charisma wise, she's just insanely likable and is just a magnet towards me. When I see her on screen, she's just like a magnet for fun. And I'm so happy for her that she's going to be continuing wrestling, and I really wish all the best for her, and I want to see her succeed.
Hi! Yatta! Thank you, Alfie. 짜네.
Thank you for listening to the Decent Wrestling Show. Take care and arrivederci.